Hey guys, give everyone a second to pop in. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Happy Tuesday. I decided to do a pop up live. I'm actually off this week, so I've been doing a lot of prepping, I guess you can say, getting some things ready, trying to get a plan in order for the garden. And I was like, you know what? We're about to have some garden talk. So let's see who shows up. How about that? Hi, Mary Ellen. How are you today? Happy Tuesday. Yes, I wanted to pop up. Hey, learning to grow my own. How are you? Happy Tuesday. Hi, my Renaissance grandma. Hey, did you tell you I got the package? Another one. Did I send a second? I did. I saw your unboxing. Did I send something else? I might have. I be sending so much stuff. I don't remember, my Renaissance girl. But I did see your unboxing, if that's the package we're talking about. But I feel like it's not. I don't know. Did you see? Yeah. I think it was that one. If it was, I commented on that one. If it wasn't, I know now. You're going to have to remind me what I sent. So, who all is garden planning, prepping, getting things together, getting your thoughts together, figuring out what you're going to grow, when you're going to start growing? I looked up because I have grow lights in front of me. I have a grow light over here because I know it's time to get some stuff started inside, like my onion, because I'm growing my onion from seed. At least I'm going to try to. I never have. So yeah, there's that. So I know I need to get that started. Hey, soul sister, how you doing today? Happy Tuesday. I told you. You did. I forgot you won. I sent those out. I forgot about those that quick. I need, well, today Friday I would have been checking in, so I that would have been on my radar for Friday because I am doing a Frugal Friday. I'm actually about to put that thumbnail up where we'll do a check in, make sure everybody got what was sent to them. All the Cash App people I already know got theirs, but the people I mailed things to, it was 3 of you guys. I got to make sure everybody got their package. Thank you for letting me know, though. Thank you. Who else popped in here? Did I miss it? Hey, Planner, how you doing? Have you been live this week? You go live tonight, don't you? I don't feel like I've seen you pop up yet. I think it's tonight. I don't know though. I haven't seen a thumbnail, so let me know. Um, but Planter, just the person that I need to have in here. So, hey, Blue Lotus, how are you today? Happy Tuesday. I am garden planning. So, in prepping. Plus, I was canning Saturday night with TT's Urban Pantry. And she goes live every Saturday, well, almost every Saturday evening, about 9 o'clock, to can something live. And the conversation came up about some seeds and some seeds. Well, I brought up the fact that I'm going to grow okra this year. I have never grown okra before. Honestly, had never eaten okra before. But then I saw some pickled okra and I was like, I would be willing to try that. Because the only reason why I'm iffy about okra is because I hear people say it's slimy. I am a very texture person, so I didn't even want to go there. But pickled, I was like, I can try that. And I have tried it because the reason I saw it is Tabitha Brown. If y'all don't know who she is, she's like she has become very popular through her veganism, but she's actually more than that. But she came out with a line at Target. I tried her pickled okra and it was delicious. So I definitely want to grow my own because that ain't homegrown and mine will be better. So I got to talking about seeds and someone in the chat was like, I have okra seeds, I can send you some. And I was like, you know what? That's one thing we need to do more of in the community. And I know several people do. I know planters sent people seeds. I know if people, mostly everybody in here, if you have seeds and somebody's asked for them and you're like, oh, I got that, you'll send it. I've sent people seeds. I've gotten seeds from my Renaissance grandma. I've gotten seeds from a lot of people. So that was awesome that she's going to send me those seeds. I think she's going to send me the Clemson and the purple or red or burgundy. Look, the two together, burgundy okra. Um, so I really was only going to grow one okra plant, but if she sends me both types of seeds, I will grow one plant of each. I don't want to overdo it because I might be the only one eating it. So I don't want to have like a ridiculous amount of okra. Hey, Beshet Journey. So I was like, let me go in here and chat and see what people are doing. I know it's that time to get some stuff started, but what I don't know because okay, this is my third year gardening, guys. The first year I started plants later than I should have. So when the climate changed, when the seasons changed, I still had fruit coming on my plants, but I had to pull my tomatoes and stuff like that. So, but I had to pull them up because there was just no way they were going to survive through the time of ripening and all that. So last year, I started too early. And so I started indoors with a lot of grow lights. I had watermelon, I had corn, I had peppers and tomatoes, of course. I had some herbs. I had all kinds of stuff growing inside. My watermelon was yeah, the plant was getting so big so fast that I was so scared that if I did not transplant it, I was going to lose it. But I was also scared if I transplanted it, I was going to lose it. So I transplanted it. I took the risk. We did have another little cold snap, a freeze, a little bit of a freeze. I covered them. You can definitely tell that, and I have videos from last year, my garden videos, updates, where the plants were struggling, but they weren't dead. So I was like, I'm just going to let it do what it do. They did produce. They produced pretty late in the summer, way later than they should have for the plants that they were, but they produced nonetheless. They snapped back. So that was a blessing. But this year, I want to time it a little bit better. I did take notes last year. Everything I planted last year is in a planner. I wrote down the date those things were planted, the date I started the seeds, all those type of things. So I want to grow my onions this year from seeds. Last year, I used starts. I used starts, which were great. I bought them from one of the big box stores. Um, I had never grown onions before. I think I planted 24 or so onions. All got onions for all of them. Got some nice sized onions as well. But this year I want to start it with my own seeds. So I have some. That's not it. I have some. I have it somewhere. I pulled out some Walla Walla onions. I have a lot of varieties of onion seeds, but I want to grow the Walla Wallas. Is it too early to start them? I don't think that it is. So I was going to start them now, germinate them, and then put them under grow lights. But I don't know when they can be transplanted. I'm assuming they're a slight bit cold hardy because I want to say last year I kind of put them out before the cold snap and it didn't bother them. Who has the answers? Hey, make this go viral. Hey, my fly family. What's up, Urban? Hey, Joshua, Gabriel. Hey, Uncle G. So who knows? Like okay, not who knows. Who's starting stuff now? It's January. Who has started anything already? And actually, I'm about to drop this link because I am serious. I need to know. Um, I want to get some stuff off to a good start this year. I have plenty of garden space, as y'all know. If y'all saw my garden last year, hey G Mama, I have six. Oh, did I? Yeah, I pinned the right thing. I have six 4x4 garden beds. I also have a raised planter thing. I have probably a gazillion pots out there. So I have plenty of space to plant things um, that I want to plant. And this year, I am not going to plant as many of like certain plants as I did last year. I probably had 15 or more tomato plants. I had more than that pepper plants because I had sweet peppers and hot peppers. But I had a ridiculous amount of plants. And when I tell you that garden produced, and this year, I expect that my peppers are going to do even better because I'm going to plant them planter garden TV style, and we're going to see what happens. Because his peppers, I thought my peppers went crazy. His peppers went crazy. So I'm going to definitely take notes from how he does it. He varies. I mean, varies. He plants his plants very deep, and then they grow up very big and bushy and lots of fruit produces. So I'm going to definitely be doing that. Hey Lashes, hey G Mama girls. If I didn't say hi, I can't remember if I already said hi to you or not. I'm trying. I'm going to try the jugs as well. I have, I think four, two. I think I have four water jugs that I kept, and I want to do that as well. But I was going to do that a lot of that with my herbs. I got questions about that too, though. So I probably need to. I didn't want to go to YouTube University because I can, but I got such a huge YouTube gardening community here. So I was like, let me reach out to my people. Like, what are y'all doing? So I was going to do herbs in there because Planter Garden TV is doing a herb growing challenge. So I was like, I'll get them started in there because I grew parsley, oregano, basil, thyme, rosemary. I grew all that last year. Well, but I did. The only thing I did from seed was my parsley and my basil. So everything else was from a start that I bought from the box store. I'm not, my goal this year is no starts. That is my goal. I'm serious. I don't want to buy any starts. I want to grow everything. Hey Fifi, I didn't see you come in, but I saw Lashes speaking to you. I want to grow everything from seed. I am starting my melons early this year. They needed more time. I started mine too early. I think I started them. I wish I had that planner in here, but it's in my bedroom because that's how much I be playing. I'm not even being funny. I go to sleep with that thing, writing down notes. That's bad, ain't it? But I do. I'm not even being funny. Hi, Martika. I should have sent you. I'm so sorry, girl. This was a pop up. I'm sorry, sis. I'm just talking garden talk today. Hey, Rebecca. So I did drop the link. If anybody want to come up and chat with me about what you're doing. Hudson, how did I miss you, girl? How you doing? Happy Tuesday. Hey Sam, happy Tuesday. If y'all want to come up and chat with me, tell me what y'all doing. Cause I'm serious. I'm like, I got my, where did I put it? Right here. I got my Jiffy ready. This is the seed starting mix. I'm a finish up. That's something I have from last year. This year, I actually purchased some cocoa core, and I'm just going to mix my own perlite and vermiculite in it because I have both. So I didn't want to buy more of that stuff. That's from last year, but I'm going to use it up. I ain't going to waste it to start some plants. But I'm like, what is now? Mind you, I'm in zone 6A. I'm in Ohio. We be cold. So I definitely what things that I start are going to be things that can be if they get transplanted March, April, they can withstand a little chill. So I think the onions can if they have been established well enough. I think because I'm pretty sure I put mine out last year before the last freeze, and we had one freeze. You in Ohio too? Make this go viral? Yes. So it'd be a while before I can transplant. outdoors. That's why I can't start my melons yet, Urban girl, because child, and you colder than me, sis. I can't start them this early, and I don't have room to have stuff in my garage taking it in and out because I don't have the room. So I definitely will push my melons probably 2 weeks out from whatever I started it last year, and I think I'll be good because everything I did after Mother's Day, we didn't have no more freezes, and because the last freeze was like the beginning of May. We literally had one in May, and we have been having nice temps in April, and then beginning of May it dropped. Pissed me off because I thought I was safe, but yeah. Also, like potatoes and stuff. Can I put my potatoes out before the last frost? Because I plan on growing potatoes and the Yukon goes, the purples, the reds, some purple sweet potatoes, and I have another sweet potato. It's more red on the outside. It's not that one that looks kind of pale. It's like a deep red, and I'm going to grow that too. So, did I miss anything anybody said? What are you guys doing as far as your gardens go? I need help. I'm here for answers. Help. Like, hey, TT, you snuck in here too. I'm actually at a meeting. Oh, you in trouble. You gonna get in trouble. um, I actually, seriously, I'm looking for answers because listen, I definitely don't know it all. This is my third year. Like I said, I did great last year. I mean, you saw my garden. Most of you did. My garden did great. Everything I grew, I produced. I produced at least several of that item um, before something got to it. So, like my zucchini, I produced lots of zucchini before the vine borers got it. My patty pan, same thing. My cucumbers, same thing. Those are the only three plants that, other than the collards, that bugs got to, because of course those little worms got to the collards. I was able to stay on top of the tomato hornworm. I got one on a plant that got big enough to see, like a nice big hornworm, and I had my husband go out there and get them because they creep me out. But I would go out at night, well after the sun went down, with that flashlight, that black flashlight, and get them when they were like tiny, tiny, and just pull them off the plant, throw them in soapy water, and that worked for me. So, and I've already been treating my yard for the Japanese beetles. Is that what they're called? Like the June bugs. You're ordering seeds? Why? Why are you ordering seeds, that are both cohort and hedra? Girl, you should. Let me tell you something. This is what I believe in this community. Hey, Felicia, you snuck up in here. I believe this. If you put something on do you have the community page yet? And if you don't, say something to somebody like me. But if you put it out there, there's so many of us who have a ridiculous amount of seeds that can share, and so many people are willing to. Like, like most of the people on here probably harvest seeds from my plants because it feels wasteful not to. I had so many collard seeds I harvested, so many red mustard seeds that I harvested, cucumber seeds, um, seeds. Like, it just felt wasteful. Watermelon seeds, it felt wasteful not to because they were there. Um, see, yes, and probably everything you could order, somebody has. So, yeah. Oh, Urban be multitasking in these streets. She be in here. But seriously, guys, like, who is so? I see Sam is ordering. I wish you could cancel it and say what you need, sis. Because seriously, I probably have a lot of the things that you might be ordering. Um, you need some collard seeds. Where are you at, Sinov? Am I saying your name right? Where are you at? And I didn't even see you come in. Hey, happy Tuesday. Onions and peppers in the next week or so. That's what I feel like for me too, soul sister. I'm usually early or late. There's like I want to be on time. Planter, planter in a are you you're he's in a warmer climate though, and he grows in ground. I technically don't. Even though I have raised beds, I have landscape fabric between it and my ground, which I wish I didn't do. I might pull it up. I'm not even being funny because I found last year that my native soil is really good. I grew corn in ground last year, and that corn grew great. And I was like, all this time I just thought there was no way my native soil would probably be crap. It was not. So I might end up pulling that stuff up. It's not. It's cheap anyway. It's not even that really good fabric. I'm sewing my flowers, my perennial flowers now. Are you doing that indoor, G Mama? And G Mama is in Ohio, right? Are you in? I say that every time, and I think maybe you're not now. I think I keep thinking you're in Ohio, but you're not. You're my neighbor. What state are you in, G Mama? Oh, Tennessee. Oh, my email is in my about. Email me. I'll send you some collard seeds. Absolutely. I have Georgia. I think I have Bates and maybe something else. I don't know. But I'll send you some collard seeds. Absolutely. That's easy peasy lemon squeezy. Um yes, that's absolutely perfect. Yeah. Hey Yaya. How you doing? Happy Tuesday. You're growing more in the ground this year, Felicia. We gonna see. I'm still planning on doing the raised beds, but I'm seriously thinking of tearing up digging. I just don't want to do the work of digging through the 12 inches of soil that I've added on top into the beds to get down there to pull up the fabric. That's probably the only problem. And I'm like, over time, it's probably going to just kind of wear out, I guess you can say. But yeah, I can really use some dwarf variety vegetables. I have some dwarf something, but I don't know if I have. I have to see what I have some, and I already have your address. So if I find some dwarf, I know I have some dwarf flowers because I wanted some sunflowers. I have some dwarf sunflower seeds. I don't even feel like pulling out this seed case. I don't know if you guys seen. I have a case that's it's just full of seeds. But I think I might have some dwarf tomatoes. I think I might. I've never grown any of them. Oh, I know Miss Shirley's in Ohio. She's not far from me. But did G Mama say where she is? I say that all the time, and I know she's not. Every time I spit it out my mouth, I'd be like, "Wait a minute, G Mama is not in Ohio. Maybe it's she's from, been in or lived in Ohio before." Um, I'm going to try for the first time this year, honey. Please, Martika. You could grow anything. I'm in 6A, which is colder than you. Urban Gardening Chronicles, I think she's 5A, which is even colder. The lower the number, the colder. The higher the number, the warmer. You're like Georgia weather. Are you in Georgia? No, you're in Connecticut. I know where you are. Listen, that's how my brain be going. But 7A, you can grow it, anywhere you live, you can grow anything just about. Probably unless it's something tropical. You could grow it, but it's just more work that you have to do to keep it alive. You really can't have it in ground. You got to be able to take it in and out, stuff like that. You are in Ohio. Then I know where you're at because every time I think you're in Ohio, I thought you told me you weren't, but okay. I know where you're at. All right. Um, so yeah, I'll send you some seeds. No problem. I'll send you because this is your first year, so I'm not going to overwhelm you with a ridiculous amount of seeds. I think that the easiest things to start with like is like a tomato, a pepper, maybe one or two of each of those plants. I don't know how much space you have, and there's a lot of people on here who does small space gardening. My Renaissance grandma. Um, G Mama, is your small space? I think you got some in ground space too, though. But growing with Hudson, which she has a small space. She's growing out of an apartment, just a small space that she has to grow in. Um, who else on here is a container small space gardener? I'm trying to remember y'all. Y'all know I know because I'll be watching y'all content, but it be going like it just be going when I be trying to think on the spot. I want to grow corn. If I can grow. Wait a minute. I want to grow corn. If you can. Oh yeah. Heck yeah. I thought you said I like to grow six. I was about to say I need you to grow more than six corn. Yes. Oh yeah. Go back and watch some of those gardening videos. And my excitement is so real in that. Like I didn't think I could grow corn. And then I did. And I was able to harvest corn. Some of it I wasn't because I have squirrels who are disrespectful and they ate my corn. But girl, and that's just honestly, it's with anything. Everything that I've grown, every time I get fruit to it, I'm excited. Every time. It's just, I don't know. I can't even describe the feeling. I'm sorry. I time out someone. Oh, hopefully they'll be back. I don't know who it was. Hopefully they'll be all right. Lashes accidentally timed you out, whoever you are. It's all good. Oh, Urban fixed it. Awesome. Thank you, Urban. Um this will be Martika's first year, Miss Felicia. So maybe we can, take care of her. What would you like to grow, Martika? Is there anything particular other than corn that you would like to grow? I will tell you, I've heard in these YouTube streets from different gardeners, some gardeners have a hard time with growing corn, and its soil and where you live can be a difference. I did grow mine in ground, and I had 4 in a grow bag. The ones that I grew in ground grew way better. So it does depend. I'm getting better at. I didn't do too much to my soil this year because last year my plants produced so well. I figured my soil is just fine. I had watermelon, cantaloupe, peppers for crazy amounts of peppers, crazy amounts of tomatoes. I had corn, I had cucumbers and zucchinis and all the things. After I pulled all the plants up, I kind of put a little bit because I still had this stuff, so I won't even be using this in the future. Because one thing I did, if planter is still in here, I don't have any trees, so I don't get leaves and stuff to do natural compost. But because even though I don't have trees, the people around me do, and I get leaves in my yard. So I break all those leaves and I put them in my garden beds. I did, and I covered my because I have garlic out there growing that I put in the fall, and I covered that bed with leaves. So I'm trying to get more away from using the store bought stuff, but I did kind of rejuvenate, I guess you can say, my soil with blood meal, bone meal, and some 511. So, and that's it. And that's nothing is out there growing. I have one green mustard that's growing that survived the winter so far. It's still out there, but there's nothing else in any of the other beds. They're just all tilled up with nutrient, and they're going to sit until it's time to start planting outside. So yeah. Awesome, G Mama. G Mama's grown corn as well, Martika. She's in 6A as well. Um, oh, it's all good, Lashes. um, I'll be in the bushes. I need to get back to dropping seeds. See what you dropping, my Renaissance grandma? Go ahead and drop them. But I want to know what you dropping. Now I have this little hydroponic behind me. It has a pepper plant. It almost looks like I have two of them, but I shouldn't. There should only be one pepper plant and two lettuce, one romaine and one something else. Let's see if I can bring it over here so you guys can see. So let's turn this light out, make it better. It's easier to see. They're not very big. And I know this one I think is a pepper, but this one is looking almost similar, but not the same. This is absolutely my romaine. So I bought this little one just to see if I could grow things hydroponically, but I got a big one and it's in my car right now. I just haven't unboxed it. So yeah. I'm honestly open to anything. We weren't big veggie eaters growing up, so try and expand my palate and learn to garden. That's the way you do it. And that's just don't go overboard. I would say, Martika, take it and stride like a plant or so of things, because and be adventurous enough to try something. Like this year, I'm gonna try at least one new thing, which is okra, to see if I like it. So that's going to be my addition to the garden this year. I only try to grow things I know we're going to eat, so I don't want to waste any space or time on something I'm not going to eat. Because I will tell you, um, gardening is, you are going to be using up some time. You got to be able, you got to go out there and check that thing several times a day, not a week. Like every morning I would go, that would be the first thing I did before I left for work. I would go look at my garden, walk around it, see what everything looked like, make sure nothing looked disturbed, make sure nothing looked awry. And then I go to work. When I came home from work, same thing. Walk around, make sure everything looked good, nothing looks awry. Water it if I need to, do some pruning if I need to. I mean, but it's very calming at the same time. I just, those plants are my babies, so it was like looking at my children grow. I wanted to do some winter sowing. Yeah, you can drop the link. It should be pinned, planter. Did I not? Let me drop it again. I thought I pinned it. All right. I just dropped it again. Thank you. Hey, the chicken. How you doing? Happy Tuesday. How's gardening going for you? Um, okay, Miss Cheryl is a container gardener as well, Martika. I don't know how much space you have for gardening. And even when you have space, sometimes there's a preference in container garden. There's people who have huge yards who prefer container gardening to in ground. So it's up to the person, and maybe you want to use containers to start with, just to test out your growing skills too. Because that's what I did. My first year, everything was containers. I did so well my first year. I finally sectioned off a part of my yard for gardening. So yeah. I'm all containers. I thought you were some, but I didn't know if you were all G Mama. So G Mama's in containers as well. G Mama does post content on YouTube. She does a lot of shorts, like little short clips on her Instagram as well. Those are the only two platforms that I'm aware of. What vegetables are easy to grow in an apartment environment? All of them. What do you like? Tomatoes are easy to grow. Cucumbers are easy to grow. Peppers are easy to grow, sweet or hot. What do you like to eat? And you don't have to grow all those things. Those are just some examples. Maybe a plant of each one. Um, Also, um, checking out these people who do container gardening. They're like I use. You know how you could buy the buckets that you use for paint at the home improvement store. I use those. And sometimes you can plant more than one thing in those. Now you can't put a tomato and a pepper in one of those. Tomatoes and peppers have a lot of root, so they need a lot of room for those roots to grow out so those plants produce nice sized fruit. But you can have a tomato and put some basil around it and have some basil growing in there with it, or some onion, like some chives. Um, so yeah, I mean, there's a way to have more things growing in that space than just that tomato plant. Same thing with peppers. So yeah, definitely. Meeting over. Hey y'all. Hey TT. I found stackable planter containers to be excellent for small space gardening as long as you've got a sunny spot. That's important too, based on what you're planting or wanting to grow. Does it need most of the stuff? My backyard where my garden is pretty much gets full sun all day in the summer. I mean, all day. So it's roughly getting 10 at least hours of sun. Now, as the sun goes down, the um, part of my fence that faces west gets less sun because the fence blocks it a little bit. But yeah. Hey, planter.
Hi, how you doing? What's going on?
Listen, I'm trying to get some things rolling now. This is my third year planter, so I'm trying to be more on schedule. To I don't want to be too early, but I don't want to get a late start either. I want to make sure my plants get a nice chance to do what they're supposed to do.
Okay.
So I'm really just trying to see what I can start. I'm in Ohio. I'm in zone 6A. So it won't we're not supposed to really plant outside to in ground or in beds or whatever for most stuff. So like tomatoes, peppers and stuff like that until after Mother's Day. So I'm okay with that stuff because I think I can time that pretty okay. But I was thinking I could start like my onions now,
Yeah.
and I was going to start them in house and just germinate them and then put them under grow lights and get them a little established. But are those cold hardy at all? Like, would they tolerate at least a little bit of cold?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
I
that's what I
I I,
thought.
I have onion growing right now, so yes, they can.
Okay, that's what I thought. I thought that might be okay. Um, what about herbs?
Well, you have certain type of herbs can stand the weather, which like you
Okay,
could sage, parsley, lots of herbs could definitely stand the weather. Garlic, most
I
of
have my
them could really
garlic.
stand the weather. Yeah, most of them can stand the cold weather. Celery,
Okay.
yes, a lot of them. So with the herbs, you could definitely start early with the herbs.
Oh, so I can start my celery now?
Yes, yes, definitely. I have
Okay.
celery growing right now and
Okay.
parsley. Yeah,
I'm going to start, then I'm going to add that to the list. My celery will get started now. I did hear parsley was cold hardy. I did know about, because you also said sage. I didn't know sage was.
yes, it was because
Okay.
my sage stand the cold weather now pass.
Uh huh.
My sage stand it and it didn't do anything to it. So that's why I know for sure sage can definitely stand the cold weather.
Okay. So I'm going to add sage and celery to my list. Um, but I was wondering about the onion just to be sure.
No, they
And
take the cold hardy.
okay. So I'm gonna start those because I know they take like, isn't it like 10 to 12 weeks to kind of get established before I would transplant them?
Yes, basically they take so yeah, you definitely need if you're using seed, you definitely need to start it now.
Okay.
You should start the seed now. A matter of fact, Well, you say your growing season is like after Mother's Day, which is May,
Yep, it's like
which is
May,
a
September.
right. But the onion, you should definitely start them right now, and most of the herbs. You see, like your peppers, May is right. Your peppers, you should start your peppers at least 2 months
Yes.
before May. So they
Hmm.
start growing, So when you plant them in May, they don't reach to a stage already where they're not too long to start
Yes.
pushing out blossom. So for
Yes.
me, I will start March, April, I start sowing the set pepper seed.
Okay, that's what I had planned on doing with the peppers. And I was thinking the same for the tomato. Is that right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. And you'll be surprised that pepper and tomatoes do could stand cold weather. The young plant, yes, you'll be surprised. But I'm maybe not your type of weather, but I plant, yeah, I
Yeah.
plant peppers in March. I start planting my peppers, tomatoes in March. So I do
Okay.
have a really long growing season.
What's your zone planter?
Well, I do plant in Georgia and also in North Carolina.
Okay.
So
Okay.
those two
So you're
areas,
about 7A, 7B, ish,
yes, something like
maybe
that.
8A.
Yes,
Yeah, for those who don't know, and for those that don't know who this is Planter Garden TV. You need to be following him if you are a gardener, because he be teaching.
thank
Planter
you,
be
thank you.
teaching. He don't just, and he shows you. He has discussions about it, like all the things. I would trust anything that's coming out of Planter's mouth when it comes to this garden, because his garden be producing. That's
Yes,
why
thank
I will
you.
be planting my peppers this year 12 inches deep.
Yes, 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 yes. You
I
will
will
be happy.
definitely be doing that.
Yes. And
Hmm.
and I will be laying out some beautiful planting days. I will be laying out some beautiful planting days coming for this spring. I will be naming the planting days them that really works. That's it because
Yes.
I also follow the sign of the moon and do my
You
planting.
said that. Yeah.
Yeah, I follow the sign of the moon, and I mean, you see how my garden produces. No,
The
it's
truth.
not just I'm talking.
Yes. The truth is in the pudding. It
Yes,
listen, because it be producing. And I'm like, and I told people, my garden did well last year. I can't complain. I harvested a lot of food, but there's always room to grow. Like, so I want to get the best out of every growing season, the best
yeah,
I can get. So I'm always on here seeing what other people are doing, how I can do what I done the year before better. Because I know last year I started too early with quite a few things, because I thought I was on top of it, is what I thought, but I was a little too on top of it. I was a little too on top of it, but I didn't lose anything. Which, well, I did. I lost my first set of tomato plants. That was it. I lost my first set of them because it was just too cold. It got too cold for them. But after that, I did do another set, and they did fine. Um, but this year, I'm like, I know when I started last year, so I'm just going to push it out a little bit further so that I make sure that I don't put things out there before they're supposed to be outside.
yes. You see the
Hmm.
okra? You could run a little race with the tomato and the pepper when come on the cold weather. But the
Yeah.
okra, I try okra before, and every time the frost come, it just dry them up.
Hmm.
So I would not try to put the okra before that last frost from
Okay.
my experience. And I don't think I get the kind of weather you guys get,
No.
right?
No.
So with your growing season, hi, how are you? Sorry, your growing season should always be. You should know your last frost. It's important to know your last frost
Mhm.
And this is why I always say to study your plants and know what you plant like and what they could stand. Every
Mhm.
year, you should always do experiment with one plant. You should always, sacrifice one plant and
Okay.
learn from the mistake you make. You see, this is
Okay.
what I do, and that's why I could come and talk so much about gardening because I always do my experiment, and it works. If it ain't
Mhm.
works, then I know, what? Just like how I now tell you with the okra plant. I will
Mhm.
not plant it before that last frost because I
Mhm.
already see it
Yeah.
ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna work. So
Yeah.
try sacrificing one plant
Mhm.
before the frost and see
Mhm.
how it gonna work.
Yeah. I will say that like last year to me, my experimental one was the watermelon. Because everywhere I looked, they said watermelon doesn't like to be transplanted. So I was like, I'm going to see if I can transplant watermelon. I did. My watermelon produced. I had lots of watermelon. So clearly it can be. Now, mind you, I didn't have several, I didn't, you know how people do starts and they have several plants and you got to pull the roots. I didn't have to do that. I had one plant in each container, so I didn't have
Mhm.
to mess with the roots. So that's how I think I was able to do that because I didn't want to have any, I didn't want to disturb the roots at all. So I just wanted to be able to transplant it from what I had it in right into the soil, just the
You know
single plants, and it worked.
what what you now say they make a lot of sense
Mhm.
because sometimes these roots are very delicate. The
Mhm.
roots are very delicate, and if you rough them up too much, you could kill the main root. The main root that sucks and
Mhm.
push and sucks and feed the plant. You could damage that, and that could cause the plant not to grow as how it usually grow because you damage the main root. So, like you
Mhm.
said, it's better you plant if you know you can handle it delicate enough to save it,
Mhm.
then just plant one in a container. Because it's
Okay.
very important when you transplanting that you ain't damage no root at all.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
see, because when you study it, right, you got to
Mhm.
remember you only have a period of time to grow. So it's
Yes.
no it's no room for mistakes.
That's the thing. I don't have a long growing season, so I
Yes,
can't. I don't have room to make mistakes, and if I do make them, I usually have to go out and buy somebody else's starts.
right.
I want to use my own everything this year. I don't want to buy anything from anyone. I have seeds to grow everything that I want to grow. I want to grow my own from
I
seed.
agree.
So
I,
that's my plan this year. I see Martika asked, "Does anybody have fruit? Do you all have fruit trees?" I don't. I have a cherry tree, but it's in a pot. Do you have fruit trees, planter?
yes, I have several plant trees: peach, plum, pear, apple, fig, parmesan. Yeah, I have several trees.
Mm-hmm.
I have several fruit trees. I mean, you got to plant everything because I don't like to go to the supermarket and buy food. So I try to plant everything I can to save me
Mm-hmm.
from going and buy food. And
Yeah.
with gardening, I don't spend no money on gardening, no money. Sometimes the only how I might spend a few dollars is if I'm getting a new plant, like a
Mm-hmm.
plant that I don't have. Then, but
Mm-hmm.
I save my own seed, I make my own compost, everything. So this garden you see I'm producing,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not spending any money.
Yep. That's what I'm trying to get to. Like I was saying earlier, I didn't even think about like I don't have trees in my yard, any trees, but
Mm.
I get the leaves from other yards. So then after I was watching something you did, I was like, I'm going to get all them leaves out my yard, and I bagged them all up, took them in the back to my garden, and I just put them into composted them into my garden, and I'm like, now I could just do that every year because I always get leaves from other people's homes, They're trees. So I want to start creating my own um, system within my soil from natural resources and not go out and buy these things that you add for nutrient. So I want to get away from that.
You know what?
So I'm
You'll be
definitely working on
surprised. You'll be surprised what those leaves does in your garden. You'll be
it.
surprised what those
I
leaves
can,
done in your garden. You know,
yeah.
I've been using them for over 10 years. No, the way
hmm
my soil is different. Is different.
I saw that log, the video you just did recently, where you showed that log that's breaking down, and I was like, that it was like a tree stump or something, like a big piece of a
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I was like, yeah, yeah. You can't get any better
That's the
than that.
kind of stuff. That's the kind of stuff I use. Only natural stuff. This is,
hmm
this is what I'm trying. When I now come on YouTube, I was hearing about all different type of product. Oh, you
hmm
need this. Oh, you need that. Oh, you need this, and you got to throw this around the soil. And then I'm saying, no, you don't. You
hmm
don't need all these things.
You don't.
What I'm always saying, the trees, these same leaf, right? You got to
hmm
remember, these big trees push their root real deep. And these
hmm
big trees suck a lot of minerals and nutrition from that soil to feed
hmm
them trees. So all the minerals is going in the leaf of the plant.
hmm
This is why a lot of plants, the leaf also have the benefit. A lot of plants, we
Yeah.
could boil the leaf. You see what I'm saying? So
Yes.
these leaf does wonders in your garden.
hmm
So don't throw them away. Add them
Yes.
to your soil every fall.
That's what I just did. I was like, that's about to be a thing. So I even have them covering my garlic bed because I did put my garlic in over the fall, and it's doing great. It's holding up through the cold snaps and everything. I can still see the green sprouting through. They got
Hmm.
well established before we got really cold. But I was like, well, I'll still spread some leaves out over top of it to kind of make sure that they stay nice and protected to get to where they need to get to. So I'm learning. I'm taking
Yes,
notes.
I see, I see. And the leaf as well help keep you see like how you say the garlic and you put the leaf around it. That's wonderful because it help keep it from freezing.
Mm-hmm.
The leaf help keep it compact and warm.
Yeah.
So even it freezing, it not penetrating the garlic. So yes, you're doing great. Those
Awesome.
leaf, you'll be surprised. I'm telling you. And over the years, you continue doing it, you're gonna see the kind of soil you get from them.
Yes. And I could already tell that, like last year, like I said, everything produced so well. So I had really good soil. I'm almost upset with myself that I didn't trust my native soil because, like I said, I grew corn in ground and it did fabulous. But my other stuff, my garden beds, I put that landscape covering down before I put the beds down.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I hadn't have done that because I think that I could have trusted my native soil to give nutrient to the stuff that I put into the bed. So I will work on that. I'm going to work on getting that back up because I don't think I needed it.
I see a lot of people doing it, but from my experience, it don't make any sense. You
Mm-hmm.
see what I'm saying? Because what you're doing, you blocking that what you add to connect. You see what I'm saying? That's supposed to
Yep.
connect to the soil underneath, and over the time they're both gonna be feeding each other. So when
Yep.
you spread that sheet, what it doing, it blocking all the nutrition and mineral from come up. It's supposed to
Mm-hmm.
join and connect and mix, but we put
Yep.
that to separate them.
Yep.
So for my experience, it really don't make no sense. Is what you
Yep.
should do is the same leaf, you add them, the leaf
Mm-hmm.
underground there before you
Mm-hmm.
add in anything else. That's the
Yep.
best thing you could do.
Yep.
I,
I know it now. I was looking at somebody who said that this is what they did, and I followed what they did, and now I wish I hadn't of. But
Yes,
we
yes.
learn. These are learning experiences, and I can fix it. I can go in. It's just going to be more work to pull it up.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I just have to do the work to do that so that they can meet the native soil to the soil I added.
Yep, yep.
But I'm going to do that. Hey, you grow row and creating with Kita. She's a container gardener as well, and she has videos, Marquita. I'm trying to see
Okay.
if anybody else asked any questions that I might have missed. Hey, Bean Juice, because I wasn't really watching the chat. I'm going to try growing ground cherries for the first time. Looking forward to it. Never tasted them before. I've heard they're good. I haven't tried them. Okra is absolutely wonderful to go out the door. I'm going to put them up here so you can see them as well. And eat straight off the plant. I've heard people eat okra straight off the plant. Like I said, I'm new to okra. Thank you, Urban. Yes, guys, you can drop frugal in the chat and it will drop your channel link so people can find you. I want to try. Let's see. Okay, corn, here I come. I want to try my hand at fruit. My son loves blueberries. Oh, blueberries is a good one to go with. But I think I want a Meyer lemon tree. They start off smaller, so that's not bad either. Most people just buy the plant that's when it's still kind of young, but it's producing, and they can get big. But you can usually keep them in a pot for a little bit. Just a night. You want to have them. Anything you're growing, to me, I'm not the pro. Planter is more of a pro for this, but he grows in ground too.
Mhm.
But I think if you're growing in a pot, just make sure you're not putting it into a small space. Give those roots room to be able to keep expanding. So make sure you get a nice sized pot when you're growing anything like fruits, in my opinion.
No, it makes sense. I see a lot of people, the same container they buy the fruit tree and they leave them in that container.
Mm-hmm.
No, you have to get that container was just to start them, for them to
Mm-hmm.
grow. You have to take them out of that container and put them in a
Mm-hmm.
big container. And guys, if it's one thing you don't want to be stingy on, right? When I say stingy, if it's one thing you don't want to be cheap on, is the size of your containers.
Yes.
Don't be cheap on that at all, because
Yeah.
the bigger the container, the more room the root get, the plant get bigger, and they produce a whole lot more for you. I
Yes.
I don't believe in a plant producing two and three fruits for me. I don't believe in that. I believe in
Mm-hmm.
the tree should be full with
Yep.
fruits and whatever you grow it. Not
I
two and
agree.
three. I'm not
Yeah.
satisfied with two and three. So
I agree.
please spend an extra dollar, buy a big container. Try to use 25-gallon container, different colors, different size. Forget about the color, size. Make
Mm-hmm.
sure you do it right and
Yes.
get the great result from it. Yeah.
Yes. And the cheat code to me for containers is your big box stores. So Home Depot, Lowe's, places like that. They will have containers. They just have them sitting in the nursery area empty. You can take them. They're free. They don't charge you anything for them. Put them in your basket. They already know what it is. I've never had a cashier say, "Oh, what's that?" They know what it is. And I get a lot of free big containers that way. And the containers to do your seed starting, you can get from there as well for free. So before you go buying stuff, check those out. Or if you have a local nursery, sometimes they have some extra containers hanging around that they'll just have that they're going to throw out and they'll let you have. Check those places first before you invest money and stuff, because sometimes you can find a free way to get it. You definitely can. And the answer to your question, Martika, the lemon tree, yes. The blueberry, no. You can grow. I've seen people grow the lemons in house, but I think blueberries need to be outside. They need the sun.
Mhm. I think so.
Yeah. I'm not the pro, but I think they do. I just got me some. Oh, you got some dwarf okra, G Mama. Awesome. Uh oh, the chat's jumping on me. Let's see. Um, what you say? Yeah, yeah. Uh oh. I'm going to be a container gardener this year and looking forward to it. Awesome. I'm going to start with tomatoes, peppers, greens, onions. That's a good start. That is a great start. Yeah, yeah. You know you'll eat those things. And I'm telling you, you're going to get so much joy once you start seeing those fruit produce that you're going to feel like, oh my God, I did it. You did. But that's gonna make you want to do more and more upcoming, and have a plan for it too, because you're going to be surprised that you'll get more fruit than you can consume right away. So have a plan on how you can preserve some of it. Like with my peppers, I will now this year last year I had so much peppers, but I had a plan. I knew I was going to dry some to have hot pepper flakes. I knew I was going to pickle some. I was going to make salsa. I was going to do a lot of stuff with it, and I still had way too many peppers. So what I do is I chop them up and freeze them, and then I can make stuff with them later. So just have a plan for your stuff because you don't want it to go bad on you. Um, so just know what you're going to do with it. Maybe you're going to make tomato sauce with your tomatoes. You can eat some fresh, but you're not. Most times you're not going. To It depends on the tomatoes you grow. A lot of times you're expecting that you're going to get one here and one there. Like Planter said, you don't want one or two fruits. You want a bountiful amount of fruits.
Yeah.
But when you think you're going to get one or two, your plant's going to produce you 50 at the same time.
Yeah.
And that's always how it happens. So just be prepared with that. Even with my onions, I diced and sliced some of those and froze them. And now I go, when I make something, I could just pull them out the freezer, put them into a dish. It's easy peasy.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that just have a plan. Yes. I don't know what zone. I don't know where you're at. Yeah, yeah. I think you're South. Florida. You're Florida, right? So you might be able to start pretty soon, even outdoors if you wanted to, because you're probably that's like zone 8 or something like that, maybe even 9. Florida. I don't know. I know you're warm. You're warm like Georgia, but you might be even warmer than Georgia. Let's see. Um.
And for the people them who like buying soil, sometimes it's best you rip the bag of rip the bag and feel the texture, because a lot of these things is just wood chip. It's just
It
hard,
is.
tough wood chip just there, and that's really not going to do anything for your plant for that year. It's going to break
Mm-hmm.
down, but maybe the following year or the year after. It's
Mm-hmm.
not going to do anything for your plant.
Mm-hmm.
Feel the one that's really soft and ready to melt away. That's the one you want to use.
Mm-hmm.
Open the bags. Even you got to rip a small piece and feel the texture. This is important,
Yep.
especially if you're doing container garden.
Yep.
And I also believe even you doing container garden, and I know a lot of people go and they buy the whatever it is from the store. A lot of people buy that, but they don't add no soil to it. You should add some dirt to whatever you buy from the store. Mix it together, put it in the container, let it rest for a while. Don't, and a matter of fact, don't wait till spring to start preparing your container. You should start now if you have
Mm-hmm.
the space. Start preparing them now, and then once you prepare, you mix the soil with the dirt, the compost with the dirt, and let it rest. By the time spring, that become a beautiful soil ready to go.
Yep.
So that's a
That's what
very
I
good
did.
idea. Yeah.
Yep. My soil is ready. I don't have to touch it again until I'm ready to plant for the spring. I already got it ready. When we had a decent temperature outside, I went out there, tilled it up, worked it up, I did add some stuff to it. I added those leaves to it as well, and then it'll be sitting until spring.
Yep.
Sam said, "Has anyone tried growing your everyday kitchen spices like peppercorns?" I haven't. Have you tried peppercorns or anything, Planter?
Peppercorns. What is peppercorn?
I think it's how the pepper is before it's grinded up.
Oh, okay,
Black
okay.
pepper.
The honest truth, I don't grow much during the fall because I grow so much in the winter, in the spring. I grow so
Hmm.
much. So in the fall, I usually walk on my soil, plant garlic and onion, and just walk on the soil. So like now, I already set my seeds them, my seedling them is growing because I'm going and plant on my first plant in January, which is a beautiful day, beautiful planting day. So I don't
Hmm.
really do the winter garden. A bit well, basically winter. Start planting in the winter and the spring. Then I just stop. And all I'm doing is harvesting from May, June, July, August, September, October, no until the last frost in November. So I'm getting
Yes.
enough food.
Yes. I agree. And you know what? You grow rose says rosemary and lavender do well too in the cold. I believe
Yes.
that because my rosemary is the only herb that survived.
Oh wow. Yes, they do. They do.
That's the only one I have right now that was still alive. Everything else didn't like the
Okay.
cold too much. Hey GT.
Hey, GT.
Uh, yeah,
You
he
are
popped in.
Hello,
And don't be
everybody in the chat.
yes. Don't be afraid to because I saw Martika say something about her fears with the neighborhoods, the cats, the squirrels, whatnot. That's what was my initial hesitant to start a garden when I first moved into this house over 10 years ago. And it was not, I mean, don't get me wrong, squirrels are havoc in my garden, but they were not enough to not make me garden. It was just not enough. They didn't destroy enough of my food to make me. It still got on my nerves. It's annoying. It's annoying of anything messing with your stuff, but it's not enough to make me stop gardening.
Mm-mm.
But they get in there. The squirrels are my biggest problem. They cut. There's a tree. I have a 6 foot tall privacy fence, and there's a tree on the other side of it, and they climb up the tree and come and topple to the fence, and then they come into my garden.
Mm.
And they'll snatch whatever they get, and then I'll catch them sometimes, and they'll hop back on the fence and hop back in that tree and climb up in the tree. And I'm
Yeah.
like, if you don't stare at my goddamn yard, they're gonna come. They're gonna come, but don't
Yeah.
let that deter you. They won't be bad enough. And honestly, the cats keep other stuff out of your garden.
Yep.
To be quite honest, there's some homesteaders who have cats just for that purpose to
Yes.
keep other stuff out of your garden. So don't worry about them so much. I think somebody told her to check out somebody who's on here. Let's see. G Mama said, I use capsaicin and wheat flour with onion, garlic powder, cloves, and turmeric in my containers outdoors. Squirrels don't like the combination. Interesting.
Oh, really? Okay. Thank
Interesting.
you for that, Jim Mama.
Yeah. Um, there are ways to protect them. Some things can grow up through the gaps of chicken wires, fencing. I would I wouldn't worry about doing too much. This is my opinion. Um, just grow. This is your first year. Just grow, and then you can make changes from there. I think that was where I went wrong with the landscaping covering. I was listening to the advice of people who had gone through certain things, so I didn't want to go through them, but I didn't give myself a chance to even see if that was going to be a problem for me. It may not be a problem for you, not as much as you think it will be. So this year, just
True.
grow And then you next, if you have the problem, then next year you can correct. That's my opinion.
Yeah,
What do
that
you think
makes
about
sense. That
that?
make a lot of sense.
But yeah, and don't get me wrong, the people who are giving you the advice, it's not bad advice, but they're giving it based on what they've gone through or what they've somebody else may have told them that they've been through, but you don't know yet what you're going to go through. And as much as we want to prevent all the bad things from happening, we can't, because those animals will find a way. When there's a wheel, the wire and the fencing, I had electric fence around my little garden area. I took that thing down. It wasn't keeping nothing out. Them things was jumping over the electric fence and then jumping back over it. I was like, I'm done. Them squirrels don't care about them. Yeah.
No.
And if you ain't been over there to Urban Garden and Chronicle, child, listen, go check out Urban and her plethora of animals that invade her garden. Urban has the worst luck with them. She has the worst luck with them, but it's so funny. It's funny, but it's not. Ugh,
Yeah, they do. They can really make you. They can really mess with you too because they do eat off all my peach. They will,
yeah,
my peach will have hundreds of peach on the tree because it's a
yeah,
big peach tree, and they will eat everyone.
yeah.
So, but at the same time, they're gonna eat the peach, but they're not able to harvest the garden. So, you see why you can't get discouraged?
Mm-hmm.
They eat your peach, but you still have many other food to harvest from.
Mm-hmm.
So don't let these squirrel discourage you at all.
No. Yeah, don't let them discourage you. Urban says she's coming to get some of your crops. She says you have more than enough. I agree, Urban.
Yes, I do. I do.
You should. Some said I'm tempted to try to direct sow something right now because somehow it miraculously 50 degrees in January, but I don't trust the weather. Like planter said, test one plant.
Yep.
Just do
Yeah.
one or a couple seeds. Don't
Yep.
waste a whole lot. Just see if it works.
That's
But
true. You
yeah,
have to. You have to.
yep. G Mama said yes. Sacrifices are necessary in the garden. Check the online farmer's almanac. Yep, for recommended times to start plant outside, then adjust necessary. Yeah. I found that if I would have listened to the after Mother's Day thing, I would have been okay last year.
Mm,
We had no more frost after that, after Mother's Day, but we had one that hit in the beginning of May.
okay.
Yeah, it sucks. I
Oh.
did beat Brooks watermelon. I beat it by 1 pound. He thought
Mm.
he had grew the biggest water, and he already hadn't grown the largest one. Somebody else had beat it by way more than that. But I was just it was my first year growing watermelon. I had never grown it, tried to grow it before, and my watermelon, I think it was 22 pounds, my biggest one.
Oh
I was
wow.
proud of my
Oh
22-pound watermelon
wow.
in my little garden. I don't have a huge, I was proud of her.
Wow.
I know. I was proud. Hey, Carbon, how are you? Happy Tuesday. What did you
Well,
say?
all right, Gina versus Gina. Thank you for having me up.
Thank
I
you for coming
appreciate it.
up.
So, all right. I
Yes,
hope what I share me, could motivate someone.
yes. And it was
And you
very
guys,
helpful for me.
yes, just
Thank
keep
you.
growing. Don't let nothing discourage you. Just keep growing. All right.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you.
All
Bye.
right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Fruits can be more hardy than people believe. They can. I found that the peppers and tomatoes, I don't have to worry about if I have to separate them. They bounce. They do great. I just didn't want to do that with the watermelon because it's a little different. I hope I didn't miss anybody. I am trying to scroll through. Um, Felicia, you said you don't start anything inside this year. I definitely, well, I do start a lot of stuff on side inside. Hey, Erica, Um, yes, Planter is a plethora of knowledge. That make sure you check them out. Everybody, I didn't see anybody drop their links, but you may have. But if you type Frugal Frugal in the chat, it will drop your channel link, and then other people could come over and check out your content. But I will tell you, Planter does he be teaching over there. Um, he don't just he literally teaches why he does something, what the benefits have been of doing that thing. And he's teaching from a point of this is what he was taught. So he has his father, his grandfather, people who his uncle, people have taught him the ways, and now he's teaching and the way he does it. He teaches it to his family, so and to us as well. Um, that's where I'm getting to. Being in Connecticut might be a challenge. I think that you might have the same challenge as I do, Martika. You have a shorter growing season. Um, Planter, he said he plants in North Carolina and Georgia. Those are both of those states have a larger planting season than Ohio and Connecticut. So, but listen, like I told you, Urban's in Canada, and she's in a very much more colder climate, and we all making it do what we do. If there's a will, there's a way. You can make it happen. You can grow. There's going to be some upsets, but usually the upsets are smaller than you know what all you get from the garden. Like to have something like I had my zucchinis get a vine borer got to it and killed off the plant. But I did get 8, 9 zucchinis off of it before that happened. Um, so I got something. But even if, let's say, I had a plant that didn't grow at all, I didn't get any collards this year. There's one. My first set of collards, the little moth butterfly things, laid eggs all over it. So that the little worms ate holes all through my collards. I didn't have the energy to keep up on killing them to get them off of my collars. So I absolutely got no collars this year, but I got a plan for them. Well, last year I didn't. This year I got a plan for them because I want some collars. So yeah, like I said, just plant. This year being your first year, just plant some seeds, grow some things, may it be in containers or whatever, and then from there you see what you might want to change going forward before you get too involved. And don't you'll see a lot of people in the community now are using less and less of supplemental things to quote unquote enhance our gardens. So you'll hear a lot of people say blood meal, bone meal, um, your plant food, the like 555s and 10 and 777 and 532s, and those are the amount of nitrogen. What is it in? Is it in? Is it nitrogen, potassium? What is it, guys? Anyway, I would not be so worried about all those things. And I did it. I have all those things out in my shed. I have all those things. I have a 333, a 444. Because I heard somebody say for their watermelon, they use 444. And I heard somebody else say for something else, they use 333. Then I have 511. Then I have um, um, oh, tomato food. I don't even know what the numbers are on it. And I have the bone meal and the blood meal. I'm almost out of those two, and I won't buy them again because I think that I can naturally um, do the same thing that those store bought items are doing. But when you're starting, that's where you start. You don't, because I'm learning these things along the way. So don't beat yourself up if you do get those things. They work. I used them before and they work. So, and a lot of people here use them. So there's that. Have y'all noticed that? Hold on. They're making more and more things from the store. See, I have, and every time I see that, I'm like, there's those things have seeds, and most of those things have a lot of seeds. If you've ever grown your own watermelon, it's like it was when we used to get watermelon when we were kids, and your parents cut up the watermelon, and they have all those black seeds all out the way. You're biting and you're spitting out seeds because you because you don't want to eat the seeds. That's what the watermelon you're going to grow in your garden is going to look like. It's going to be full of seeds. And you're just going to be cutting away from or digging out the seeds. And now what I do, because I like to grow my own food, those seeds don't get spit out. I get all my seeds out, and then I wash them, and then I put them on a napkin to dry them out, and they go into a baggie to be planted to make more watermelon. But those are the things you learn as you go. But I have been noticing that as well, Sam. Hey, the educated natural, how are you? Happy Tuesday. So let's see. I'm just going through the chat because I'm like way behind. Um, Dang, Miss Felicia. Grapefruit, satsuma, elderberry, pomegranate, granite, kumquat. What is that one? I don't know how to say it and what it is at that. All in containers. She has peach, plum, pear, blueberry, and ground. Good goodness. I have blueberries in my cherry tree. And no, I have not gotten cherries yet. I bought the tree last year. It has grown. It's still growing. I have, excuse me, added some leaves around it as well. It's in a big container. And we'll see if it gives me some fruit this year, even if it gives me a couple. My blueberries gave me one blueberry last year, but I had just bought them last year. They were small plants. So hopefully I get lots of blueberries this year because I have, I think, 6 blueberry trees out there. I like blueberries. So yeah, I would love to have a peach. I would love to have apple, but you usually want to have more than one so that they can pollinate each other. And if you didn't hear me say there's no trees in my yard, but there's a reason. I don't have a whole lot of yard. So I don't have room to have those things. So maybe if somebody wants to volunteer their yard as tribute and send me the fruit, I'll take that. Um, right, Miss Cheryl. Well, Miss Felicia's in the South, so they get some cold. I think this year they got more cold than they normally do, but not that much. So she can do that. Ones in the containers are small. I can put them in the garage if needed. She's in 8A. That should tell you. Miss Cheryl, oh, that's right, you in Georgia. Good Lord. I'm getting confused as to where people are. Because I was about to say, you in 8A, you in the South as well. Yeah. Um, let's see. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely get my I'm gonna get my onion started. I'm gonna go ahead and start my celery for sure. You guys, I tried to grow celery from seed last year. No go. I could not get it to germinate. So this year I'm going to try it again. I got these seeds here. This is a new pack. The ones I grew last year was not Utah grow. Utah tall. These are the Utah tall celery. I'm going to get these started now. And I'm probably going to do a video of it so that I'll have something to come back to if it does. Fingers crossed. Now I did grow celery last year, but I bought starts. My local nursery had starts, and basically I just took it out of the planter that they had it in and put it in a bigger container, and I got a lot of celery. So I tried 3 times before I gave up. 3 times to germinate celery. I had no luck. That's the only plant I ever tried to germinate that I could not. The only one. So, yeah, we're going to try it again, though. I will not give up. I think I can do celery. Really? I'm going to try it. I'm definitely going to try it, Fifi. Um, I have a garage, but I don't put anything in there. You could definitely use a greenhouse, Martika, and I think you could use a greenhouse as long as it's in a pot. So even if it's not a dwarf variety, because most greenhouses, I mean, if you're talking about an actual greenhouse, are what 7, 8 feet tall. So you should have room to put anything in there. Quite honestly, um, I'm with you, Gina. I want to grow everything from seed. Hopefully this year. Listen? Have y'all seen Soil Sisters channel? Mm-hmm. I hope y'all been dropping y'all channel links in the chat. I've been catching up, so the stuff that doesn't look like it's saying anything, like you guys are just speaking to each other, which I appreciate. I just been going by. Um, but I hope y'all are dropping frugal in the chat. It's no case sensitivity to it, just FRUGAL to check out each other. There's different kind of creators in the chat. There are some gardeners. There's some of my people from the 2A community. Um, and I think that's all I've seen so far. Maybe some crafters in here. So check everybody out and what their channels have because there's some great content creators in here. But yes, I'm gonna. Soil Sister has a lot of land. She has more than one garden space. Don't you have like two different, like you have like at least two. It might be more than that gardens on your land. And I did say land. So she could absolutely grow from seed. She has lots of garden beds laid out on her property. It's very nice. Very nice. I wish I had more space now. Ever since I started gardening, I'm like, I need a bigger yard. I have literally been watching the house on the other side of my fence. And I was like, if those people ever decide to sell their house, I could buy it. Then I could knock my fence out, push it all the way to the end of that yard and around that house, put my daughter in that house so that I could be at a garden from all. Now, the fact that I just said all that to y'all should let y'all know I'm not being funny. Because I have really thought it through. I'll be looking too, like, y'all can leave anytime. And it's an older couple too. I'll be watching them. Let's see. Uh, have these house plants in the house and they go outside with the plants. Nice. Martika, one thing to be aware of when keeping your plants indoors is gnats. Yes. I would that's why I want to use this starter stuff. I used this last year, did not have any problems with this. This ain't nothing but that cocoa cure, I believe, or either peat moss. It's the same, pretty much same thing. And some perlite, I think. Maybe. I don't even see no perlite in there. This looks brown. So it might not be any perlite in there. I can add that though. So I don't know if it says in there. I was trying to see if it said on the back, but it doesn't. It's made in Canada. It comes out of your country, urban, but it's something to that effect because you could definitely tell from the touch of it. It's peat moss or that cocoa core stuff, and it's the same pretty much. I would definitely not use any like what is that stuff called? Any of your potting soils. No, ma'am. That will be a problem. So you do have to be very careful of what you put um, your seeds in your house because the gnats will become a problem. I did have a little bit of problem with them when I was doing my slips for my sweet potatoes. but it still wasn't bad. I bought these things you can get on Amazon. They're like sticky on both sides, and I just stuck some in the thing that the container I was growing my slips in, and they would just stick to that. They would fly onto it. So it's ways to get around it a little bit. Anyone have advice on moving and resetting up container garden? Anyone? Maybe you guys already answered that. Hand truck or tarp under the to slide it. Awesome. Yes, honey. Ah, I wish I had them in here, but they outside in my shed. I did a video on it or a short. Don't give me the line. I can't remember which one it was. Um, Last spring, I either did a video or a short showing the containers I was able to find. Every time I go to those places, you go to the back most times. I don't know every store in every state. In my state, my city, I go towards the back, not the very back of the store. It's like where they usually have like the all your flowers and stuff here, and then they have like an open section, and then it's like more of your garden and yard. I was gonna say decoration stuff like your stones and stuff like that. You don't want to go that far back. It's like in that middle space. They'll usually have just a little big old cart thing that they roll up over there, and it looks like they're going to be doing something with it. You're going to probably think all those containers are sitting there because they're going to be putting plants in them to put it out on their display. Nope. Those are ones that plants have come out of, and then they don't have anywhere to put them, so they just stack them up on that thing. And if you see what you want, grab it. It's yours. I found big pots. I found, like I said, the trays that you would do starts in. I have one that I think maybe has 48 cells in it to start your starts, the round cells. Hmm. Free. Definitely check those places. Absolutely. Um, oh. You can also get free containers when your neighbors buy plant starts. Yeah, because they don't care to keep the containers. Very much. Also, I haven't tried this. This was another way I've heard this a good way to get the big planter type containers. If you see someone doing landscaping, so somebody, you know how these big businesses will get landscapers to come out and make the front of their building look really nice with flowers and plants and stuff. Pull up next to one of those landscapers and say, "Hey, are you going to be keeping the containers that those plants are in?" They not. They don't care about those containers. They're going to be throwing them away. They say, "Well, can I come back and get them? Do you know maybe in an hour or two when you guys might be done?" Yeah, just saying. If you see somebody doing big landscaping jobs, ask. The only thing they can say is no. And what do you lose by that? Nothing. Ask. Get the good stuff. Y'all gonna be on here making videos this spring. I see it. Y'all gonna be like, y'all, look what I'm telling you. Ask. Cause they be giving that stuff away. Yep. Nurseries give out waste containers. They don't have space for it. I started cleaning up leaves in the yard and found scallions. Yep, Erica. Yep. You should have covered them right back up. You should have left a little pile of leaves right on top of it and seen if it was gonna make it. Because Erica's in Georgia too, so she probably could be good. She's probably 8A, 8A or 8B. You probably would have been fine, sis. Also, look for the open bags of soil. Yes. You know what, Soil Sister? I heard that they are now trying to only give you like a percentage off. I heard somebody say that last year, and they're not trying to do half off anymore. They patty. Oh, it's moving from the balcony to a backyard. Um, I don't know. Find you some men that's gonna move it. I don't know. TLC. Um, let's see. Yeah, yeah. Do keep in mind that containers tend to need more watering and extra fertilizing when it. That's what they say. Some. I don't know about the fertilizing part. Honestly, don't know about the watering part. I didn't water any more than I did my raised beds when I had containers. I mean, now the type can matter because those grow bags, I don't plan on growing in those again. To me, grow bags were a pain as far as watering went. They required way too much attention. And even though I was saturating them and thinking that I was getting them good and watered, nothing really grew well in them. Nothing. So the grow bags, I would say, are a pain. And they look cute because you can have a uniform of these bags lined up. Unless you're somebody who has a watering system outside that's going to, like, on a timer that's going to water your stuff, I'm not doing grow bags. I don't plan on having not one thing growing in a grow bag this year. I'll be surprised if I change my mind on that because no, no. I agree with that, Fifi. Nothing like a surprise plant. Yes. Excited about growing season this year. I am. That's why I'm already planning. I'm planning out what I'm going to be doing. I want to be ready. I want. I'm trying this year small, but small does not matter. And let me know if you want some seeds, Carbon. I will absolutely send you some. Let me know what you want to try to grow. Email me, sis. Let me know. I'll send you some. Yes, because yes, ma'am. Um, and I know I told somebody in the beginning. I'm trying to think of who that was. It's right there. But if you're still in here, it was you, Sanab, I think. Email me. My email is in my about, and I will send you some seeds. You needed some. Well, you were the one who asked for the college, right? Yes. And I'm probably not saying your name right now. I apologize. Getting started is yes, it's all that matters. We're gonna get her together. She got a couple people. She got Erica, because Erica's I think fairly I don't know if she's new at it or not, but I know Erica has a garden. Erica help her out. She got some people and she in this community, y'all. I don't know if y'all should be. Carbon be everywhere. So you should definitely see her in these YouTube streets in the garden community and some other ones as well. She supports. Hey D Mood, how are you? Happy Tuesday. Sometimes your city will have free mulch. True. I think that's a thing everywhere. Yep, definitely. Um, awesome, Cheryl. Yes, he definitely has me paying more attention to my soil and doing it more naturally. Definitely. Small is the best way to start. I agree, G Mama. You can add more once you're comfortable. I agree. That's why I told Martika just do it. Hey, Spooning with Sunshine. How are y'all doing? Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. They be growing too, y'all. Um, Matter of fact, they grow the okra. They be growing their okra plants get so tall that they have to get up on a ladder. Spoon be on a ladder harvesting okra. Kid you not, go watch their videos. Kid you not. They be growing. And that's who grew the biggest watermelon. The biggest watermelon I saw on YouTube last season was out of their garden. I think it was 32 pounds. Kid you not. And it wasn't one. They had probably 20. Who knows? They had a lot of watermelons that were huge. Kid you not. So, yeah, definitely check them out. Good people. I go cumin as one of my spices. I can see that. Um, let's see. Hey, Joe, Garden State Gardener. Um, let's see. I know this they sell peppercorn tree. Really interesting. Let Farmer told me about Logie's in there in my state. Nice, nice. Yeah, Led be over there. They be over there growing. Led and Miss Led, Lady Led. Critters would be a big issue this year for me. You think so because you're transferring them from your balcony to the yard? You think so? You never know, TLC. I'm not gonna lie. I definitely have issues with the squirrels. Hey, Auntie Ellen. I definitely have issues with the squirrels, but it really wasn't enough for me. They really didn't. They're more problemsome when my plants are trying to get established. Once my plants are established, I rarely even notice them doing anything. Rarely at all. Let's see. I'm just trying to catch up on the chat, you guys, before I wrap this up. The cats like to lay in the warm soil, yeah. And they might dig a little bit too. Sure, but they will keep other stuff out of your garden because most people, I don't know. I know when I was growing up as a kid, that our neighbors behind us had a garden, and they always had garden mice. That is a thing. So sometimes you will get mice in the garden. Usually, you won't ever see them, but you might see signs of something that was in your garden that was small. Um, Cats will keep those out, and they also keep them squirrels out because them squirrels only be problemsome because they ain't got nobody to contend with. Give them a cat. I'm telling you, Martika, give them a cat to contend with. You got to pick your battles. I think I'd rather have the cat because them squirrels get on my goddamn nerves. They kept digging in my garlic bed when I was trying to get my garlic established. The plus side is that it actually did get established. I should have did when I did the video, not the video, the short showing that um red mustard that survived the winter. I should have showed my garlic bed because that's the only bed that has something in it. But I finally got my garden nice and cleaned up, and yeah, I, I'm um I'm ready for the next season. So cat mint and catnip are great distractions for cats. Nice, especially the cat. I haven't heard of cat mint, but I definitely have heard of catnip. Um, Give them something to play with so they'll stay out. Yep, that's smart because that's another thing we do with the other critters. We kind of have a garden that's we don't an area in the garden that we don't really care if most people. I ain't that person. If they just they get into, and then it's the other side that you're like, don't touch. This is mine. I want all of it to be mine because I'm selfish. It's mine. I put the seed in. They didn't help. It's mine. They didn't drop a seed. They didn't water. They didn't trim. They didn't do any of the things. They only keep the bugs out. If you're going to come in here and eat the bugs to try to get on my stuff so they don't mess with my plants, then that's another story. But if you want to just be in here terrorizing like everything else, get up out of here. The squirrels don't do nothing. They ain't helpful. They not. They got to go. But I agree with that. Give now, cat, you can give them something to distract them. Yeah. You get the hood cats too. See, I think I might be almost caught, y'all. They keep jumping on me. I'm not growing anything for the cats. If you want to keep them out, though, it just depends on how much you want. Hey, Jared. Um, let's see. Girl, Miss Felicia, don't Urban got a zoo? Y'all go check out Urban. Seriously, good time. Good time. It's a good time. Don't she though, Carmen? It is a good time. It's not funny, but it is funny. You know what I mean? Because it's not. If it was me, I'd be pissed like she be. But it just she be going at them, and it be funny. Hmm I love it. They grow fast and relative. I think I heard that about radish. I don't really care for it. I don't like that to grow it. I did buy a bunch of them If anybody wants radish seeds, let me know. I can send some. Because I'm not big on it. Facts, D Mood. That's true. Just push through. They will test you. My attitude changes soon as I see a squirrel. I am not happy. It changes as soon as it. But yeah, let's see. Uh, that's true, Miss Felicia. I don't know if you saw this, Martika. Garden State Gardener does a giveaway every Sunday, and there's always seeds on the wheel, and you could choose dwarf because he lets you choose. You get a seeds at your winnings. You can say dwarf, and he will send you dwarf seeds. Yes. And all you have to do, you do have to enter. I think he drops a post or a video Sunday mornings. You have to comment on that. That's all you have to do, and it enters your name onto the spinning wheel. And I think that he does his live for like 2 3 hours because he usually spotlights a couple channels and all kinds of stuff. It's a good time. It's a good time. Um, what is that? It's probably by Tropicals that won the watermelon. I don't think it was. I don't know though. I really think it was Spooning with Sunshine. I don't know for sure though, but I'm telling you, they were producing 30-something pound watermelons easily. I would be shocked if anybody beat them. But they could have. I don't think it was blacks though. I think it was them. I always play it safe and just wait until after Good Friday to plant the majority of things. Oh, that's interesting because I thought you were in, aren't you in the Carolinas? I thought they were in a warmer state. But that still would be before me. I think that still puts you a month before me, I guess. So that makes sense. All right, you guys are dropping your channel links. Thank you, thank you. Make sure y'all are checking each other out. Micro is in Connecticut. The chicken is in Connecticut. Martika Micro Farmer is in Connecticut. I don't know if you've ever seen Micro in these streets. He is a little rough around the edges, but he good people. Um, some people just take it, it just depends on who you are. The chicken is a high school kid, and he gardens, takes care of his chickens, that has a full garden, all that stuff. So you could definitely check him out as well. And he pops up every now and again when he has time. He's a young guy, so he has school and things like that as well. Hey, motivation from the weightlifting geek. Um, let's see. I heard you ask what I was dropping. I did. Herbs for tea, thyme, sage, rosemary, cilantro, and some hot pepper. I got one hot pepper in there. It's a peach rush. I think it's called. Yeah, peach rush pepper. Um, Even if it does grow in there, I'm going to grow one outside as well. But yeah, you got a nice little thing going. I want to in my other hydroponic that's I haven't unboxed yet. It's the bigger one. I think it has the 12 cells. Um I want to start herbs in that for sure. For sure. Oh, thank you, soul sister. I was so proud of it. I was so proud of two of the things that I was most proud of in the garden, which most people who watched the videos last year know was the corn and the watermelon. Never grew either of them. Never would have thought I could grow either of them in my little backyard. And I did. So y'all can't tell me nothing now. Even if I could never grow them again, I grew them. ah, y'all know I'm crazy. Um, every time, Hudge, what's up? Lurking, I don't care. You can lurk and listen. Lurk and listen. I know you be busy. Do y'all follow Hutch? Now that's an easy channel to find. It's Hutch, Hutch, and yeah, good content. I like it over there. I go and check him out every time I catch him. If I get notification that he's live, I go see what's going on. For sure, good time, good people. With every grow year, there are lessons to be learned. True, and Hutch does have a garden. He also is part of the 2A community. He's in a lot of areas on this YouTube platform. Um, always, and I'm noticing more like motivation from the lifting geek and Miss T with the T. If you don't know who they are, they have been doing what is it called, guys? A live-a-thon, and this would be the third one that they're doing. I think this is three. Only reason why I haven't participated, guys, is because I can't. I don't want to say I can, and then something comes up where I can't. So that's the only reason why I haven't, because I want to so bad. But for a whole 24 hours, every hour there's a different channel that will pass the mic to, and you'll get to learn about other people in the community that you may not see because you're in the garden community mostly. So you don't really see anything outside the garden community. Or you might be part of the 2A community, or you might be part of the crafting community, or whatever. This is a way to see some other people who are out there in the community. And you might see some people that you see already, like myself, who is part of the gardening community. I also am part of the crafting community. I'm also going to be part of soon the 2A community. So, yeah, you never know. Some people wearing a lot of hats. They ain't just part of one place. Um, but definitely see MPK. Look, that was a long time ago, but I just saw somebody come. um, but you never know. Like people, most people probably don't know that I also craft. I like to crochet. I like it's not up anymore, but I like to paint. Um, I've been doing stickers and stuff with the Cricut. I made this shirt. I've made other shirts. All kinds of stuff. So I like that kind of stuff, and most people won't know that because they see just that I'm gardening sometimes. But y'all know my channel probably shows that, because my channel is about a lot of stuff. So I have decided, because I used to tell people, oh, my channel is about everything. But my channel is, but it's also at the bottom of all of it is about being prepared. So you might hear about budgeting, you might hear about other financial things on my channel, gardening, meal prepping, um, um, what else? Meal planning, anything, because I'm a prepper of all things. Couponing, I like to prep. All those things are considered prepping. You're prepping for something on some level. So guess what? I'm just a prepper. That's what this channel is about. Prepping on all levels. So yeah, I figured it out. I want to do trees next year. I have to get the yard together first. I would like to do more trees, TLC, but I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it is. It would be great. Amazon just dropped off the second hydroponic. That's where I got it from, Urban. Because Erica, if y'all ain't following Erica, My Fly Family, she be dropping the Amazon deals. She's affiliated. When they be having some good deals, she drop them in her community page. And y'all, that's how I got my hydroponic on the low low. Just saying, it's one of them real nice ones too. So you can go over there and check her out and just follow her channel. She has a good channel. That's her personal channel. They have a family channel with her husband Billy, and their son, and it's My Fly Family. So just without the Erica. So you can follow both of those, and they are really good. They had a really good conversation this week, but they have a really good conversation every week on Monday nights at 8 o'clock. Just saying. They really do. All those in the bushes. That's right. Smash that like button. Don't forget to smash that like button while you're in there. You ain't got to make yourself seen. I know sometimes speaking, because I come into people's lives and I be like, I feel I want the host to know I came, but I'm at work and I can't really comment to everybody, and I want people to think I'm ignoring them. So sometimes I'm not usually at work at this time. I'm on vacation right now, so yeah, I be getting it while people be in the bushes sometimes. Eventually, I want to buy the lot next. Yes, yes, I like that idea, TLC. Do it. Yes, I love that idea. Let them know when ready to sell to let you know first. Yes, Urban know about that real estate. Just saying. Urban and Lashes, they be talking. That's a serious. Listen, yes. Oh, you were talking to me on that one. I will. I didn't think about that because they ain't looking like they're gonna be moving. But you know what? We gonna have that conversation because I be seeing them outside when it gets warm outside. The wife walks her dog through the neighborhood and they cut through on the side of our privacy fence, so between the fence and their garage, to get back to her house. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. I was thinking about TLC. That goes for you too, TLC. Get first dibs on that property, that land. Oh, I forgot to ask Planner about the potatoes. Sweet potatoes had a whole pot full of gnats. Yep. Those little I wish I still had some, but I think I used them all last year. They were like they look like little things you stick into the plants. The bottom piece does stick in there. And the top was like either a heart or a bird or whatever, butterfly, but it was sticky on both sides. And the nets, they would just stick to it like crazy. Now it looks gross because there's nets all over it, but you ain't got them on your food, on the plant, and flying around your house either. Just saying. But I wanted to ask about if it was too early. What's too early to put my potatoes out? Not the sweets. I won't put those out till it's hot. But I thought I could put out my other potatoes before then. Just did a video showing my herbs in containers during the winter. I'm gonna check it out, D Move, for sure. For sure. My Lowe's does that too. Free containers. Absolutely. Told you guys. You better check it out. Better check it out. Open bags, no more discount. Same here, Urban. They discount it, but it ain't the 50%. They got petty. Check your soil a lot. Yes, a lot have pests and bugs. I found, I don't remember the name of it. But it's an organic, it's got organic on the bag of it. But literally inside of it, the majority of it is peat moss or cocoa core and the perlite. And there's other stuff in there breaking down, like there is a little bit of wood chip or like branches and stuff, but it's not like a lot like your stuff that you could get at the store. And it's compact. If you ever bought it before, as I'm describing, if you know what I'm talking about, the packaging is like a rectangle, and it's very compact. um and I started buying it last year and I liked it so much. That's the only kind I bought exclusively as far as the soil goes. This year I might have to buy 3 or 4 bags of those, but mostly I'll just be buying compost to fill my beds back up to the top. But yeah, I agree. I found that like certain brands I was buying, it was just it was crap. And mostly like sticks. I have big old rocks in some of them. I'm like, waste of money. Yes. Yes. Natural amendments. I have my grow bag sitting in Dollar Tree oil trays so I don't have to water as much. Hmm. Planning on getting a kiddie pool. That's a good idea because I'm telling you, I was just frustrated. I remember telling Broke that because he had did a live and he asked what was something that you're not going to do next year in your garden. I said grow bags for me. I'm not doing it, but we'll see. Last time went, it was half off. Yeah, they were, but I heard they had stopped doing that. But it could still be in your city half off. I know in mine they stopped doing it. Quebec's were pay. Yes. I'm not doing it again. Not doing it again. Has anyone ordered? No, I never even heard of that place. Ordered fruit trees from Bottoms Nursery. Haven't heard of it. Yes. Okay. Yep. Oh, I said it right. Awesome. We have a nonprofit urban garden where we teach people to grow. Gotcha. So email me and I'll send them. Absolutely. And I don't know if they do this in your city. I didn't find it in my city, but I want to say it was Miss Shirley, OG Gardner, which is another great channel. She's in Ohio as well. And in her city, she's not in the same city as me, of course, but in her city, um, tell me if I'm not correct on that, Miss Shirley. I'm pretty sure it was you. I remember was the library. You could go to the library and get seeds. Hmm. But they didn't have it. They didn't. I didn't find it here. Even if it was, I didn't find it where I checked. And everybody act like they didn't know what I was talking about, Miss Shirley. But I think that was you. I put trays under. Yeah, grow bags. Yeah. Oh my, you got everything. You sound almost like Urban. um, I've seen people build something like this TLC. Back to our roots. Look at what they grew, what they put together for their greens to cover their greens. That's the name of their channel. Back to our roots. If you're not following them already. Um, Miss Shirley, you're supposed to say that in your head. But when I saw how much a BB gun cost, though, I leaned more towards the real deal. Just personally, I'm like, if I'm gonna spend the money, just saying. Um, yes, and my veggie stock. You know, I love the veggie stock I make. I don't even I have no desire to go back to chicken or beef stock. The veggie stock is so flavorful and so good. So good. And next year I'll be making it from all garden vegetables. It's happening. Um oh, what's that? These Pippin Garden honey peppers I got from Garden State are growing wonderfully. Is that a hot or sweet pepper? Nice. What links? Type for to drop your link. Martika, if you're asking what links, are you asking what links I'm referring to when I said type in frugal to drop your link? It drops the channel link, so it'll drop so people can go to your channel and check it out if you're creating content. So for anybody who is creating content on their channel and they um, want people to come over and check out what they're doing, if you type frugal in the chat, it will drop your channel link. Nightbot does that for me. I've not bought herbs in the last 6 years. This year, I will preserve more of them. Last year, they were coming up so quick and fast that I was just not able to stay. I shouldn't say I wasn't able to. I didn't stay on top of it. Let's just be honest. I just didn't stay on top of it. I dried some mint, froze it, dehydrated some mint and froze it. I dried some celery, some of my onion tops, and made onion powder, some rosemary, some stevia. But I had a lot of it that just died because I didn't get to it. This year it's going to be a priority. Thank you, Nikki. And Nikki has a great channel too. At the everyday life of an OCD-ish chick. And she has a wonderful garden. I mean, seriously. Nikki's garden be looking nice. And then she be having her nerve to do a video of her going out into her garden and harvesting and then making lunch the same video from those items. T Nog does that too. They get on my nerves. They don't invite me over for lunch. And they be making some good stuff. I'd be like, oh, but I can't talk because I can go out there and I've done it. I've harvested from my garden and made a meal. I've made salads just by going outside and cutting the lettuce, taking the tomato off, taking the pepper off, coming out. Yeah, I've done it. So I get it. We know you lurking, drop the channel. I know that's right, Erica. He was. He spoke in the early part of the show. He was lurking. Billy, you saw that. Erica said drop the link. Drop the Fly Family link. But it's easy to find, y'all. If y'all type in search My Fly Family, all one word, I don't think I've ever found anybody but them by doing that. I'm so happy I thought I've come across. It's weird how some of the channels I come across, I have, because I don't know how I came across their channel, but I'm glad I did because I'd be over there taking notes. Just like y'all saw me write in when I was talking to Planner, I was watching a video that Erica's husband did earlier with their son. And where's that one? Because I was writing down notes from that. And then I just said, you know what? Let me just stop writing this stuff down and make myself a mental note that when I bunker down, I need Erica and Carbon Q in my bunker. Period. And then Billy's like, but you need me too. You're a package deal. If I got Erica, I got you. Duh. Duh. Cause listen, I don't know if you've seen it yet, Urban. You need to go check out that video Billy dropped. This the most recent video they have dropped on the My Fly Family channel. I think you'll appreciate that one. Hey, Tactical Skillionaire. How you doing? Happy Tuesday. I feel like I missed something because you said I meant upset. I must have missed what you said before that. TLC is in Ohio. If she hadn't answered that already, sorry. She did answer. 50-gallon grow bags and kiddie pools. I thought about getting the bigger grow bag, and then I was like, you know what? This year I think I'm gonna get a couple of those the round um, metal raised bed thingies. And on the side of the house where I had that one raised planter, because it didn't grow that well, stuff didn't grow that well in there. I think I'm gonna put in two of those round things on my ground, and I'm not gonna put anything to cover between my um, natural soil and what I add to it. I think that's where I'm gonna grow some of my sweet potatoes. Nope, I think I'm going to grow some regular potatoes there. The only reason why I don't want to grow sweet potatoes there is when my yard guy comes to cut the grass, I don't want him cutting my freaking leaves. So I need my sweet potatoes to be somewhere where I can make sure that he ain't chopping up my leaves. And because regular potatoes grow up, their greenery that comes up from the soil, it doesn't fall. If you didn't know, sweet potatoes vine out. So I think that's where I'm going to grow over there though. Get two of those. I think I could fit between my hedges on the side of the house and grow. Mm-hmm. That's what I think going to happen. Yes, we did get some. Good. Should do that again this year. I didn't find them at my library. Thank you, Felicia, for dropping back to our roots link. There it is. Yeah, they built, and it was last spring. Her husband built up something to go over their collards with chicken wire and whatnot. Check that out. You might like that, TLC. You might like that. I'm not sure yet because you're only a month old. Oh, they're only a month old. But I'm assuming from the honey, yeah, there might be sweet. Okay. You have to let us know how you like that. Do a video. The nerve. The nerve. Y'all, listen. I be jealous for real though, Nikki, sometimes. Like, dang, I want some. And it's because of you that I be wanting to make my own salad dressing. I ain't even making that up. That's real talk. It's because of you. I I be like, I need to make. My daughter was like, every time we go to the store now and you see something, you just be like, I can make that myself. I can. I don't be wanting to buy their stuff no more. I can make it myself. She's like, just buy the salad dressing. No, I can make my own. That's because of you. Because it's that easy. So I'm going to do it. I love your channel. We in the same state. We are. We are. I'm in the same state as Miss Shirley. Listen, y'all, if y'all don't know some of these ladies in the chat, Miss Shirley, my Renaissance grandma, and Auntie Ellen, wealth of knowledge. Y'all better be going over there and sucking up everything you can from these elders. T-Nog, she's not in the chat right now, but T-Nog comes over to the channel as well. That's the New Orleans Gardener. Her channel name is the New Orleans Gardener. Somebody's probably going to drop her link for you. But just, and Planter, who came up here. These are people who have been doing this for so long. They've gone through the trials and errors that we're going through now, and they can tell us like, look, this is how my grandmother told me to do it. This is how my mama told me to do it. We've been doing it like this for the since I can remember. We had no problems, instead of us trying to figure it out all the time. I be sucking it in. I don't play about that. I be taking notes. I'll be taking the notes. Have those little bits too. You do? I'm going to try those this year. I have none right now, but I do want to try those. Yes. I thought about it as soon as I said it, Miss Felicia. I was like, no, I don't want my sweet potatoes over there. I did my sweet potatoes in the back where the beds are last year. I did them in a pot. The pot I did them in, I actually got some. However, I think I would have done better if it was in one of the raised beds. So this year, I think I'm gonna do it in the raised bed. Hey, Good Eats. I didn't even see you. I scrolled past too fast, but I see somebody. I see PP speaking. Awesome Tactical. There's a lot of good creators in here, brother. And y'all check him out as well. Did you drop your channel link, Frugal, Frugal, in the chat? And it will drop your channel link, Tactical Skillionaire. They call him Skilly in the streets. They do in the YouTube streets. D-Mood said, I grow blackberries, blueberries, raspberries, grapes. I want to try grapes. I did strawberries and I did get strawberries this year. I got lots of strawberries. I was like picking them in the mornings, eating them on my way to work. But I want to try grapes. I've seen some people do it. We're going to see. I'm thinking about trying grapes because I can do I want to do tree stuff, but I don't have the room for it. So I've been doing like the blueberries. I'm not big on blackberries. I don't like the seediness of blackberries and raspberries. You have to send me some peaches though. But I have done strawberries, and I also found lots of runners out there, which pisses me off because I try to contain them, and they want to be everywhere. So I have a feeling I'm going to have strawberries coming up in a lot of places that I don't expect them to. It is what it is. But I have 6 blueberry bushes plants out there, and then the cherries, which I haven't gotten any of those yet. You did. I'm telling you, you're the reason. You are the reason, but I appreciate it because I want to look, we all trying to be more depend more on ourselves to get things done than going out and buying that stuff. And it's the prices of stuff now, and our stuff be better. When you make it yourself, it'd be better. Just saying. It might not hold up as long, but it'd be better. You're so crazy. She said I'm blowing her head. I like it here. You're so crazy. I've heard people do that. Now, is this your own PD? Got it from Lead. Okay. It does work. I have heard that. I have heard that, D Move. Yes, I have. Um, awesome. Skilly out here getting all the channels. He like, I'm about to be. If you let us know if you're doing a garden, Skilly, because listen, like I told Martika, who's in the chat, don't be going out here buying no seeds. In this gardening community, a lot of people have a lot of seeds, and we willing to share them. So if you just want to get started with maybe one or two, you and your wife want to get out there, maybe grow maybe some tomatoes or some peppers or something, come through and let me know. I'll find some for you, or I'll send you some and get you started. That way, you ain't going out there spending a lot of money. Then you can find out. First of all, you could test out how your soil is going to hold up growing something, and you could test out if you even gonna have the time to really give to a garden, growing stuff. And maybe you just want to grow on a smaller scale and have like just a pepper plant, a tomato plant, something. Just saying. Just saying. So definitely listen, we all be just like, I think that's the thing about this community. We all trying to help each other. And y'all gonna make me grab it. I have so many dang on seeds. And what I'm about to pull out ain't even all of them. Because this is just my case. And then I have, and these all are full of seeds. Every one of the containers that's in there. And I have some that wouldn't fit into containers, so I just wedge them up in the front. But yeah, if you looking for seeds, and I'm one person, there's many of people in this live who have more seeds than I have. And yeah, we'll get you started. And like I said, don't start big. If you ain't never garden, start with like, I would say 2 to 3 things, and then grow from there. Just saying. This will be my first year trying to grow everything from seed. Last year, I grew just about everything. My celery wasn't from seed. I don't remember what else wasn't. Oh, I had some purple bell peppers. They weren't from seeds. And I had a Scotch bonnet that wasn't from seed. But this year I have seeds for all those things. I've harvested my seeds from my Scotch bonnet. I harvested my seeds from my purple bells. I didn't harvest seeds from the celery because it didn't seed. It didn't bolt and create seeds. I don't even know what celery does, but my celery froze is what it did. So yeah, but I have seeds nonetheless. Those containers. Yes, it is. That's the Michaels containers. I actually have 2 of them. I have that one with the multicolored cases inside, and then I have a clear one with the clear cases inside. I haven't used the other one, but I have it if I need to. But it's important to have seeds because in that event that ish hit the fan, these seeds are going to be valuable. I'm going to be out here bartering with y'all. Y'all saw me talking to, well, some of you did, to Billy about that on my Fly Family's channel. He was trying to get my tree for some crap. I was like, you don't realize how valuable a fruit tree is. That's a valuable item to barter. He learned that night. He was looking at the chat. He was like, dang, because everybody was like, that ain't enough. I'm like, dude, fruit trees are valuable. When you out here bartering, if y'all are not connected, check each other out, please and thank you. I do want to try. I remember my dad had a little garden in our backyard. Yes, just try small. My first year gardening, I did containers, Gilly. I had those containers that you can mix paint or cement in from Home Depot and Lowe's. I drilled holes at the bottom of it so water could drain out of it. Filled it with some soil, plant, grew tomatoes, I grew peppers. I had bell peppers, I had hot peppers like jalapeno serranos, tomatoes, cucumbers, and green beans. That's all I grew the first year. Last year it was I just literally went from 0 to 100 real quick. I literally did. I was like, I lost my goddamn mind. I went from that little bit of stuff to a full fledged situation. I kept it up though, so I'm like, it's going this year. I'm just planning it a little bit more strategically because I had way too many of so many plants. I had probably 8 or 9 bell pepper plants, and then I probably had another 10 to 12 hot peppers. You know, I just went crazy. So, and I had 8 or 9, maybe 10, maybe 12. Actually, it was, I think, 12 tomato plants. Yeah, it was a lot. So, I'm going to do better this year at being more strategic and how I'm planning and what I'm planning. So, this year I have a bed already that has nothing but garlic in it. I'll have another bed that has nothing but onions in it because those are things that you can preserve. You can chop up your onions, put them into vacuum seal bags, freeze them, or you can slice them and put them in those vacuum bags and seal them. You can make your sauces. So I make pasta sauce and can it up. Um, I make salsa, which I need to make another batch of that um, and can it up. So, and then when I freeze it, I just take it out for soups and stews and stuff and just throw it in there in the crock pot or wherever I'm cooking, and I have it already in the freezer. I do the same thing with my peppers, with my bells. I did have to freeze some of my hot ones too, though, because I had too many. But yeah, I'm going to do better this year. I plan on having 4 at the most tomato plants. 4. Y'all hold me to that. Peppers, I keep changing my mind a little bit because I do want to grow my peach rush. I also want to grow some shishitos. I'm going to grow some peppers I didn't grow last year. The only thing I'm going to grow that I grew last year is a habanero plant and a jalapeno plant. But all my other hot peppers will be different. So that might be a lie. I might do the Scotch bonnet again. So that's 3 that I'll do from last year, and then the other ones will be different. But I don't want to have more than 6. But I don't know. Anyway, we ain't gonna talk about that because I don't want y'all to hold me to this later. I don't want y'all to be like, remember you said you was only gonna have 6 hot peppers? Who said that? Because I want to do Tabasco and cayenne as well because I want to make my own hot sauce. Just saying. Okay, moving on. I get free buckets from the food line and Dunkin' Donuts. Y'all see that? D-Mood. Now you know we like free. Y'all see that? Y'all better be checking on these stores. Y'all know, I don't know if y'all see this in y'all city. I see it in mine. I've never asked though. They have the milk crates and behind like some of your stores or like your drive-throughs. I don't know if y'all have drive-throughs, but we do. I don't know if that's an everywhere thing, so I'm not saying it's not. But I never asked if because they just be sitting out there, if I could have some of those. Because I took laundry baskets last year, put um what is that, landscape fabric in the bottom of it, filled them with soil and grew stuff in them. Just saying. You could do that with a milk crate if you somebody who don't want to go out there and buy a whole bunch of stuff. Just saying, it's gonna be in your backyard. Who's gonna see it? You. Just saying. Just saying. What you say, TT? That's like going to the craft store. I feel like that was a judgy comment, TT, but it is because she knows she cannot go. She can't even not go to the craft store and not spend more than $10. She'll do it online. That's her kryptonite. Yes, I finally caught up with the chat, y'all. I feel like I skipped something, but it seemed like I finally caught up. What's that say? I use. Wait a minute. That's carbon. Okay, now. I use them stacked and cover as a plant stand. I used. I did use some things from the nursery, not the Home Depot, Lowe's. Remember I said you can get the containers. I also bought some of these things that would look crate-ish. They weren't tall. They was only like this tall from the ground to stack those grow bags on, so they wouldn't be directly on the ground. I did do that. So I get what you're saying, Miss Shirley. Um, Years ago, I made strawberry tower with milk crates. I used to use my milk crates for couponing. So I would stack them up in my basement with the open part of the crate facing out. And then I would put stuff in there and just stack it up on top of each other. And I have them stacked like four across, four up. Yeah, worked out great for me. hmm Thank you, Miss Felicia. No judgment. TT's everything I just described. TT is the place to be, Skilly, for learning how to can up some food. I'm over there with her every Saturday at 9 o'clock in the evening. We do a late night canning session. Um, and we be canning up all this past Saturday. She does it pretty much every Saturday. I don't want to commit her to every Saturday, but it pretty much is. We did beef roast last Saturday. We canned up beef roast. We've done chicken. We've done chicken soup. We've done pot roast. We've done veggie broth. We've done salsas. We've done jellies. We've done jams. We've done veggies. We've done so much stuff over there. Chili. She gonna show you how to preserve that food. So that stuff that you growing, you're gonna have some ways to preserve it. Because what I tried to tell Martika, if you were here before when I said it, if you were, I apologize for repeating. But when you're growing food, you want to hope that you're going to grow to a point where if I want a tomato, I could just go pick a tomato off and eat that tomato. And then I can go the next day or 2 days later and get another tomato. Most times you're going to have 7 tomatoes ready at the same time, but you can't eat 7 tomatoes at the same time. So you got to have some idea of how you might preserve it if you don't have time, if you're not going to be able to eat through it as quickly as it's coming off, which you're probably not. That's just life. And I freeze tomatoes. I have 3 freezer bags of tomatoes from my last year garden in my freezer right now. For when I have time, I will pull the skin off, because one thing I learned is when you freeze them, as they thaw, the skin just pulls off of it. I'll core out the little part where it attached to the plant and put it into a pot, cook them down. I take my little immersion blender, blend it up, and that's what I'll use to make my salsa or spaghetti sauce if I wanted to. So, yeah, just saying. Trying to coordinate with GT. Yes, GT Junior is going to do a live one Sunday, I think, in February when we can up some jelly or jam, which is the easiest to can. Carbon, you should come through, because remember how you like that jelly? You can learn how you can do it. It's easy. It's really easy, Carbon. It is. But yes, Feed's journey I described. Fifi. Yes. Awesome, D Move. Yes, we be over there canning and cutting up, because for like something like chicken or beef roast, it's going to take anywhere from an hour and 15 to an hour and 30 minutes to pressurize it. That's not what it's called. What am I thinking? To pressure can it. Um, so during the time it's doing that, we just chatting with the people who in there watching with us, and we be having a little bit people in there, so we be having a good time. So you can pop in, and pop out. GT, you need to respond. He probably just trying to see when the best time. Yes, gems are easy with D Mood. Yes, they are easy. All right, Skilly, check us out. She's doing chicken soup. I'm probably not. I haven't decided what I'm going to can yet, because I still have chicken soup from our last canning. She doesn't, so she's going to can it up again. I will can something as well. I just don't know what it's going to be yet. So y'all gonna probably get a 2 for 1 on that day. Awesome. Um, I will. I know I missed the notification for her, but now I know I'll be there. Awesome, Carbon. Yeah, it'd be a good time. Um, are we talking? She's talking about. She's got to be talking about the jelly. Jelly is water bath. Miss Shirley. It's a water bath, and yes, it's usually 20 minutes for the process with not 20 minutes. 20 minutes to with the stirring and the sugar, depending on what kind of jelly you're making or jam. You may use pectin to thicken it. That helps it gel, and 10 minutes to process. 10 minutes to process jam and jelly. Honestly, I'm gonna be 1,000 with y'all. Once you see how to can jelly, just something as simple as your grape jelly that you use on your toast for Saturday and Sunday morning breakfast, you're not gonna buy it again. You're not gonna buy it again. It's too easy. Seriously, I kid you not. I kid you not. Jams and jellies are easy, especially something as simple as your grape jelly. Yeah. So I don't know what kind of jelly or jam we're going to do that in February, but I know for sure there's probably going to be some type of jam or jelly done in February. And I'm due for some pepper jams. Hint, hint. But I am. I'm due for some pepper ones. I've run through them. I think my only pepper jam I have left is the one you sent me, TT. And I came across it and I was like, why does this look like my watermelon? I was like, nope, that ain't watermelon. Mm-mm, that's hotter. But yes. Um, would you happen to know of a diabetic friendly jelly or jam that could be water bath can? You can lower the sugar pectin. Oh yeah, low sugar pectin. Yes, if you lower the sugar, you usually low. There's a different type of pectin. That's right. Just follow the instructions for that since it's a little different. I do. I do know it's not. Most people don't think it tastes as good, but that's like anything sugar free. You would like sugar, less sugar you would buy even in the store doesn't taste as good as the real. So there's that. There's that. Come through, TLC. Come through. It's okay. That's fine. I'm trying to think. I did too. I did too. No, I didn't. I did my first thing I canned was salsa. So that's a lie. I didn't do it backwards. I did salsa first. But yes, wasn't good. I can believe you didn't like it, TT. Don't take TT's word for it. TT doesn't like my vegan chicken either. I started with chicken. I think Miss Cheryl did too. Or beans. She started with something like that, either chicken or beans. Whatever it was pressure can. So if you can pressure can, you can absolutely water bath because it's much different. It's much easier. So yeah. But I'm gonna wrap it up, guys, because I've been on here for a minute. But I'm glad for all the help that everybody gave. I'm glad some people were able to connect. I know I saw Skilly connected with a lot of you guys. Make sure you check him out as well. Great channel, great content. Everybody in here, I didn't see anybody new come up in here today that I haven't seen before to even check their content out. So I can honestly say that everyone who came in here today has a great channel. All the ones that are YouTube creators, seriously, not just saying that. They have good content. So make sure you check everyone out. What's a good pressure canner? I don't know what they consider to be the best. Actually, I do. What's that one, TT? That one that's like $10,000. And no, it's not that much, but still. I have a Presto. I have two Prestos. I have the 16 and the 28 or something like that. So I have the smaller one and then the bigger one I have you could stack jars in it. Um and the TT has the Presto as well. I don't remember the brand of the other one that's supposed to be top line. Is it All American? Yes, the All American canner. I don't have that one. Presto works just fine for me. For me. And I have you see a lot of people in here have that one. Most people don't have the American. It's very expensive. And if you don't need, yeah, what's gonna get the job done? Presto will get the job done. If you're looking to get one, start looking now. Because I'm gonna tell you, once people start, those gardens start producing, and people are ready to preserve stuff up, which is when that's, once those gardens starts producing, they're gonna be doing that. All those things hike up in price. I've heard Mirror was a good one, but I never used it, so I don't know. I've used Presto, and I like it. I have two of them. And for my water bath, I use a big stock pot. But for Christmas, I got a steam canner from a good friend. So I got to test. That's what I'm probably going to use when I make my next set of jams and jellies, the steam canner. But I usually just use a stock pot, a nice size stock pot that has a lid. Because when you water bath can, you just want the water to be an inch or two over your jars and come to a rolling boil, 10 minutes. Then, you want to take it off the heat and then let it rest for a little bit. Then take your jars out, set them on the counter. You'll start hearing those seals pop. You're going to hear an actual pop, like a pop, and you're going to hear it happen. You may or may not, but most times you're going to hear it. And that's when they seal, and you leave them sitting out there for a minimum of 12 hours before you put them away. And then you have something that will hold up on your shelf for 12 to 18 months. Just saying. I know, Felicia. I got a steam canner. Yep. She made me drop a tear or two by sending it to me. I was so mad at her. But yes, I did. So yes, Presto is the kind I have. That's all I can say. G Mama has Presto. TLC says she has Presto. TT has Presto. D Mood, I think Presto is a good buy. Just saying. And anybody else who's looking. But this is the time to probably start looking, pricing them out. I know it's less than $100. The actual price I don't know, but I know it's less than 100. Mine was anyway. Less than $100. So, and last I checked, Walmart has it in stores. I don't typically go to Walmart, but they do have it in the store where you can actually walk in a store and find it. Just saying. All right, guys, seriously. I'm wrapping it up. Miss Shirley has that one too. She has Presto. So I hope y'all have a good rest of the day. Check out some of the other folks that's going to be live on this thing today. I know T-Nog will be on tonight. I don't know who else is actually live today. So, yeah. But I will be talking to you guys again later. Don't be surprised if I pop up some more this week. But if nothing else, you'll see me on Friday for Frugal Fridays. Come through. All right, y'all. Have a good day. Bye.